Welcome to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and coach. And I want to talk to you today in the Keep the Fire Burning segment about cleaning up 2019 to have a better, even more successful 2020. You know, at this time of year, usually people take some time off over the holidays and reflect on what they're going to do. Rather than making resolutions that the research shows over 80% of people won't keep, it might be more effective for you to take some time, maybe an hour or two, just by yourself, or maybe with your partner. You might both do this exercise and reflect on 2019. What you'll need are your calendar from the past year. If you keep a journal or a diary, it's helpful to have that nearby. Photos that you've taken from the year, which are probably on your phone, and perhaps even social media posts. And you're going to want to write down some notes about some things that you've learned. We're going to consider every single area of your life. There's the financial, there's the mental, there's the physical, there's the spiritual, there's your friendships and your relationships and your romantic. And there's the fun and the play side of you that's not all work. And of course, then there's the professional. So we're going to look at every area of your life. And you've got a series of questions to ask yourself. And this whole exercise might take you an hour, might take you 2. But I guarantee you it will set you up for a better 2020. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down your successes and achievements this past year. That's why you want to pull out your calendar and any kind of journal or diary that you keep. And you might even see some things in your photos of wins that you had. These are perhaps goals that you achieved. These are things that you intended to do and you followed through on. It might be a work goal, or it might be running a marathon, or maybe you wanted to lose 10 pounds and you did. It might be some milestone or some next level of accreditation or certification you got in your career. Whatever successes you had, it might even be resolving conflict in a relationship or having a holiday season that was filled with joy last year. So whatever it is, take some time and really focus in on your successes. What have you accomplished? I guarantee you it's far more than you give yourself credit for. Women in particular are very hard on ourselves. And instead of doing that, I want you to congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back and acknowledge all the things that you did right this year, because there's a lot that you did. All the actions that you took to support someone else, the kindnesses you extended, the ways you helped your children or your parents or your partner, all of those are successes. And then after you've done that, I want you to take a look at your relationships. So number 1 is successes. Number 2 is relationships. How are your relationships? Have they grown better? Are you closer to the people that are most important to you? Have you made it a focus in your life? And perhaps that's something you want to focus on more next year. Maybe there are friends that you want to spend more time with, or perhaps your parents are aging and you want to make sure that you devote quality evenings with them. Or maybe you feel like your husband or partner deserves better focused attention and more cheerleading. And perhaps you need to cultivate some new friends. And that's something else to focus on. Just make some notes about how your relationships have gone. Item number 3 is major lessons and learnings. And sometimes that means looking at mistakes we've made or things that didn't turn out the way we thought they would. I've heard from successful person after successful person that the greatest lessons came in their lives from what they did wrong, from the mistakes that they made and what they learned from it. I made a choice a long time ago to have my lessons come to me through joy rather than crisis, after having created a bunch of crisis early in my life. But what lessons have you learned? How have you grown? How have you become smarter in every area of your life? How have you taken better care of yourself? Think about it physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, professionally, personally. What major lessons or learnings have you had? And then category 4 is what can you let go of? And that's a long list for some people and a short list for others. Start with looking at relationships. Maybe there are some people in your life who do not feed your soul, that you give a lot of your time and energy to, and they just criticize and judge you and never express gratitude. I would cut that kind of person out of my life if I had the capability of doing so. Think about what you don't want to do anymore. What activities and behaviors that you've been involved in that just don't serve you, that just don't bring you joy anymore. Think about old promises and commitments you made to yourself. Are you shoulding on yourself? Don't do that. Let go of the shoulds. Be kind to yourself. And maybe there's clutter in your home or your office that you can get rid of and pass along to someone else. All that stuck energy holds you back. So let go of the clutter. Let go of incompletions, things you haven't done. Books and newspapers and magazines you haven't read. Declare them done. Close them up and put them away, or recycle them, or pass them on to somebody who could use them. You can always choose to open them at a later time, but as long as they're open, they're draining your energy. So think about what you can let go of. Just again to remind you, you're looking at your successes, the goals achieved, your relationships, your lessons learned, and what you can let go of. And once you've done that, you will have a fresh, clean slate and feel a sense of accomplishment of what you've achieved, and it might inform some decisions you want to make about setting up your 2020 goals. Written goals with an accountability partner work, according to a study by Dominican University. Unfortunately, resolutions do not. So I'm wishing you great success, wonderful holidays, and the best 2020 you've ever imagined.